Hey guys, it's Heather from Cookies for Breakfast here with the week 38 Bumpdate vlog. It's getting close, week 38. I'm again filming this super late, not as late as last week, but it's almost week 39. So, again, spoiler alert, still kicking. So that's exciting. Found a new filming location for this evening in my lovely bathroom. Excuse me. Still have the cough. It's been like over 2 months now, but anyway, I digress. I have a couple notes from week 38. Week 38 starting on Christmas, actually. I think it was Christmas, probably on the way home from my parents' house. And ever since then, I've been having tons of Braxton Hicks contractions, which to be honest, I really haven't had at all until now. Or until that started. Then with Benjamin, I swear that I started having them at least a month before he was born, if not two. So this is like late for me to have them start at this point. But yeah, I've been having tons of those, so that's like really, it's weird. And it's strange because like I can feel them before they actually happen. Like I can feel it in my chest, like right like here. My heart starts racing and I start getting this really weird feeling in my chest, and then I kind of know that it's coming. And occasionally it'll fizzle out. I'll get the feeling in my chest and it doesn't happen, but I usually get this like feeling in my chest and kind of like all over, like I can feel it. I can just sense that it's coming, and then it happens and passes. So on a couple of times where I was actually timing them, and they were like relatively regular for certain periods of time. They were probably like anywhere from like 15 to 20 minutes apart, like on various days, for like over a minute. But I mean, it's, it wasn't really, obviously didn't amount to anything. So, even today I've been kind of wondering like the difference between, like Braxton Hicks and regular labor contractions, because I don't know what labor contractions feel like, when they happen on your own. I only know what Pitocin ones feel like. I know that's very different. So yeah, that's been happening. That's like the biggest symptom of this week. Heartburn's still getting worse, not really getting any better. It's kind of like a typical state of being. I've been doing like tons of research. During week 38, I did tons of research into doulas. I was emailing a bunch of people like right before Christmas. Trying to get some meetings in, but obviously with the holidays, a lot of people were busy. Nobody was checking email. So it's been kind of hard to get in touch with people. And I'm kind of going around. A lot of people, the people who have gotten back to me are either busy or they have other clients. They've recommended other people, so then I contact them. So it's been like this huge long process of emailing like everyone possible. So we did have I can't remember, I think it was a couple days before Christmas, I want to say, maybe like the Thursday before Christmas. We had one girl come out to the house, and she came before Derek came home from work. So I met with her for a while. Derek came home, and he obviously, I don't know if I've even discussed this, but he has like about an hour and a half drive from work. And he didn't get home until it was really late that day. It was after 7, so it wasn't like, he had been driving like all for a very long time, was very stressed out. Came home, the house was a disaster. Benjamin was not in bed yet, the girl was still there. So it wasn't really the best time to be like, hey, let's, hang out with the doula, because he's not super into it anyway. Yeah, so we met with her. He was not like super excited about the whole thing at all. Really just not into having a doula, period. So that kind of, I don't know, put a damper on those plans. But so, like, I thought about it and I was thinking, I feel like if it was like, maybe if it was the right person, then he wouldn't have felt so like upset about it. So I don't know, like that was going through my mind, and then just trying to find somebody, like I wanted to meet with at least one other person before making a decision. Because I didn't want to just like hire the first person that we met or not hire anybody without meeting anyone else. So the next like big project was to try to find somebody else who was available to meet like immediately because I obviously don't have a lot of time left. So it fell in week 39, but I'll discuss it here since we're on the topic. Excuse me. So I did find somebody. She's actually booked. This one girl that I found, she's actually booked. She has 2 clients around that are due around the same time. But one of her friends also has like 1 client that is due around the same time that I am. But she, feels comfortable taking me on at this time. So basically, if I go into labor and her other client's in labor, the other girl is her backup. So the original girl that we met with last week, that Derek got to meet, she didn't have like hands-on experience. I would have been her first birth, which from what I understand, it's really more about how you click with a person. But given that this is a VBAC, given that I'm dealing with the whole gestational diabetes, whether or not that's an accurate diagnosis, I don't know. But given the various risk factors that I have to contend with, that her not having the hands-on experience, I was, it's like a little questioning. I mean, she was super excited, super enthusiastic about everything. She had done all this research into like my specific situation, which was awesome. But I think just having somebody who's actually done it like several times and has actually gone through it, I think makes me feel like more at ease. So anyway, I actually met with the 2 new girls a couple days ago, and they were awesome. They had the one who is actually like will be our doula unless her other client is in labor. She doesn't have any VBAC experience. The other girl does, and the other girl said that she'd be happy to be like on call if our doula had questions during the process. But they were just awesome, and just in general, like all 3 of them and the people that I've been emailing, the doulas are just amazing people. Like they're so helpful. I mean, people like that I've never met before. I'm not paying them anything. Have been like emailing me back, giving me tips, sending me to websites. Like a couple, the one woman I talked to on the phone for like a half an hour. She was giving me advice. So just like really giving, generous people. I've never come across a profession like that before. And for the most part, they pretty much all believe that anyone who wants a doula should be able to have one, regardless if you can afford one or not. Which is really good for our situation because we definitely can't afford to be paying for a full price doula. So, I mean, it is still like awkward to, like, we had the first girl come to the house, and obviously this doula that we hired will come to the house when I'm in labor. So it's a little awkward to have somebody come to our house and be like, this is where we live, this is our beautiful new home that we built. I'm sorry, we can't afford to pay you more, but that actually is the case. So I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, so I am excited. I'm nervous about it because I obviously have not had a doula before. I don't know what to expect. So I hope that it's the right decision. That's right now. I feel relieved to have one and have that off my plate. And it also takes the stress off of me having to like finish all the books and do all the reading and like take notes and make flashcards, and like wasn't really going to make flashcards, but I did think about like taking, some notes to bring to the hospital. So it's less pressure for me to have to remember all that stuff, period, especially while in labor. Less pressure for Derek to know all this stuff because she will know it. She'll bring the knowledge. So that's good. But like I said, I don't know, like I've never had a doula before, so I don't know what that will be like. And for the most part, I've heard like just phenomenal stories about doulas. Most people say it's worth every penny. I have come across a couple like nightmare stories where, people said the doula didn't do anything, or they weren't worth the money, or they just didn't want to have her there. But I think just based on what I know from the meeting that I had with the 2 girls, I feel like I think it will be good. So hopefully. Derek hasn't met her yet, and I don't know, she said that she would like to have a meeting with both of us before the baby comes, but honestly, like, I feel like it's going to happen before we can set up a meeting, and he's not really interested in meeting her. I mean, obviously it'll happen eventually, but doesn't want to like hang out and like learn different birth positions at our house. Like, he's just not into it. So hopefully, I guess my other biggest fear related to the doula is that, like, you know, she's going to bother him or irritate him or piss him off. And then if he's in a bad mood during the labor, that's going to affect me. And that's just going to, I don't want to sour the whole experience. I mean, that's really, you know, if you read my post this week on my, like, the reason why I want to be back, and then if you read my guest post on Andrea's blog this week on Hand on the Heart, which if you haven't, I highly suggest you read it because it explains a lot of my madness right now. I have a button in my sidebar that will take you over to her blog so you can go and see it. But anyway, I just want this to be like a redeeming birth experience. I know not everything's going to go perfectly. It's not, you know, going to be everything exactly great, and it's obviously going to be painful. But I want it to be as positive an experience as possible to make up for the things that I'm still upset about with Benjamin's birth. So I obviously don't need, you know, Derek getting mad or irritated or whatever with the doula. So hopefully they get along well and that all goes well. But that's like my other big concern right now. So what else is on the list? Strep B negative, hooray. I don't know, is that like TMI? I have no idea. Probably not, but like when you think about how they do the test, or actually how I did, because I had to do it to myself this time. I guess it's a little TMI, but anyway, I'm very happy about that because there's obviously nothing you can do to control if you have it or not, but I want to have as free from medical intervention as possible in this birth, and having to get antibiotics during the birth through an IV was just not something I was really looking forward to. So I'm happy we've cleared that hurdle. I know it's good because we keep passing all these hurdles at the last, you know, couple weeks. We've had, you know, some milestones and things to cross, and I'm happy that, you know, we've been able to get past them all. And I'll include this in this video because, again, I'm not sure if I'll even be around for a 39-week video. This is in week 39. It was actually on Monday. We had one last ultrasound just to see with the diabetes if the baby is like a normal size. Now, personally, I don't believe in ultrasounds being able to gauge size accurately. Had a late one done with Benjamin as well. I think also at 39 weeks. They said it could vary a pound in either direction. And I've heard of people having ultrasounds and then being talked into unnecessary C-sections because they were told that their baby was too big, and the baby's born at 7 pounds and it was fine. So I don't believe that they can predict the baby size based on that. However, I think it's like a general, very general guideline. So I was concerned that, you know, they were going to come back and say this baby is ridiculously huge. It's like off the charts. But we did that on Monday. Everything was great. The baby was in the 79th percentile, which it was funny because the midwife was like, she's like, you know, it's slightly bigger than normal, but, you know, it's still totally fine, which Benjamin has been in the, like, at least he's been in the 90th percentile since birth. I mean, usually the upper 90s. So when they said 79 percentile, I was like, oh my God, is everything okay? Is the baby sick? Like, why is it so small? Like, to me, that's like a small baby, because he's, since birth, has always been like much bigger. So I was super excited about that. There was like enough amniotic fluid in there. All that was good. So that was like, you know, one of the last hurdles that we had to clear. And that was something that, like, I couldn't really predict how it was going to go or not. So that's really good. So all these things are kind of adding up, and getting, like, falling into place. I met with the family doctor, not the pediatrician, but will serve as a pediatrician today. So I think we're good on that front. He's like, you know, a regular doctor, but he also specializes in more natural medicine. So, you know, if your child needs a, like, prescription, he can give you a prescription, but he will also say, if you want to try, you know, this natural remedy or this herb or try this acupressure first, you can try that and then fill the prescription, which is exactly what I've been looking for. I'm not really used to the whole, like, family medicine thing, or even just, like, seeing a doctor that does natural stuff. So I think it'll take me a while to kind of get over that brain hurdle, I guess. But yeah, so that's exciting. So we got that done. So everything's kind of falling into place. Let me see if there's anything else on the list. I know that, like, because I've been going to the chiropractor every week, so I see, it's the chiropractor, and it's just two ladies that work for her. When I was there a couple days ago, they were like, oh, looks like you dropped a little bit, which I had kind of been sensing just only based on the fact that I like had to pee a ton more, like an obnoxious, it was bad before, but now it's like an obnoxious level. And I've been having like some like lower pain. I think that's like lightning, which I don't remember having with Benjamin, but yeah, so I think that's kind of a sign of it like having dropped. And I don't think that you'll be able to see it when I stand up and do the bump shot, but I think it definitely looks a little bit, it's hard to tell. I don't know, people are like, oh, it's dropped. It's very hard for me to see it. But yeah, I think it has a little bit. So honestly, like I said, I'm filming this, today's Thursday, so I'm well into week 30. I'm into week 39. It'll hit 39 on Saturday, which is weird that well, it makes sense. Because like if you were 0 weeks pregnant, your first week, you say your first week of pregnancy, and then you hit 1 week on that day, on that Saturday, if that makes sense. I don't know, it confuses me every time. But regardless, I hit 39 weeks on Saturday, a couple days from now. I've got tomorrow and then it's Saturday. There's a reason why I was going there, but anyway, I don't think there's much time left. Benjamin was born a couple days shy of 40 weeks, so it's definitely going to be soon. So yikes, oh my goodness. I'm glad that everything's falling into place, but I'm still nervous, starting to get really scared for the actual birth part, because that obviously is going to hurt a lot, and that's what I've been planning on, but now that it's actually here, it's really scary. So oh boy, hopefully that all goes well. And we're also in the middle of a huge blizzard right now. It's supposed to come like overnight, so hopefully nothing happens overnight where I need to like go to the hospital. That's another reason I want to make it until Saturday at least, because I want to hit 39 weeks. It's very important to me. And also we won't have to deal with the snowstorm. So anyway, that's it for that. let's see, I'm not thinking this will come out like, nope. So I don't know, I can't really. It's really hard to see like what I actually look like in this video. I feel like I look not as big as I do in the video, and it also does look in the video, so it looks higher than it does like in the mirror. But anyway, that is all for week 38. I hope to see you for week 39. If I do make it to 39, I will hopefully start filming like immediately, like Sunday or Monday, just because I don't know how much time is left. So hopefully we'll get to that, get that out, and then oh my goodness, it'll be time for like postpartum vlogs, which I'll do a few, but then that's it. So don't think that I'll be doing like, another year of postpartum vlogs. So we'll end the process after maybe like 4 weeks or so. So anyway, that's all for week 38. I hope to see you next week for 39, and I guess that's it. So bye.